Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Atfal al Youm. Kids today, so we're here back to entertain you guys, to give you information. That's Atfal al Youm crew, and I think you can notice something very different to our other episodes. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about that afterwards, because I'm just going to read a surah from the Quran, starting off with, to get a good start off to the show. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد أرسلنا نوحا إلى قومه إني لكم نذير مبين ألا تعبدوا إلا الله إني أخاف عليكم عذاب يوم عليم فقال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه ما نراك إلا بشرا مثلنا وما نراك اتبعك إلا الذين هم أراذلنا بادي الرأي وما نرى لكم علينا من فضل بل نظنكم كاذبين صدق الله العظيم. So that was a surah from the Quran. I'm just going to do the English translation, because obviously I know a lot of Muslims around the world that read the Quran as it is the book of Islam, and but some people may not understand what the Quran is actually saying, but they can read it. So for those of you in England, I will read it in English and the translation, and others understand English. Okay. So, and surely we sent Noah, on him be peace, to his people, saying, O my people, I am to you a plain warner, that worship none but Allah. Verily I fear for you the torment of a woeful day. Then the chiefs of those who disbelieved among his people said, O Noah, we see you only as a human being, like us, and we see not, but only the meanest among us follow you inadvertently, who are low and superficial, nor do we see in you any superiority over us. Nay, we rather think you to be a downright liar. Okay, so that was telling you a little bit about Noah alayhi salam, and as that is our topic today, the story of Noah alayhi salam and how he became a prophet, and why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him become a prophet. So alright, okay, let's start off the show then. So anyways, I've really been missing you guys. How have you all been?
Oh, very good, thank you.
Good, yeah. Well, I'll usually be sitting with Mop, my friend. I don't know where he's gone. He's just disappeared all of a sudden. So yeah. Anyways, I thought I'd come sit next to you guys. So how you been? Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
And nearly got some holidays from school.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And reminding me of some holidays. Aren't you guys going anywhere?
Yeah, me and my hosts are going on a cruise. I can't wait.
Yeah, but there's one slight problem.
What is that?
Well, my niece is afraid that she's going to fall into the water and get eaten by a shark.
Really?
It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
It kind of is, though, you gotta admit. But not to be rude, everyone is scared of something, it's true. But don't worry, Anissa, I'm sure nothing like that will happen to you. But reminding me of that, anyway, Mohammed, what are you doing?
Mohammed, what are you doing?
In the cardboard box.
You're in a cardboard box? No, you're sitting on a sofa. I don't think you're in a cardboard box, Mohammed. But why are you pretending you're in a cardboard box?
Because a teacher told me a story.
She told you a story about what?
I knew.
Do you want to speak up louder, Mohammed? You speak louder, then tell everyone what your teacher told you.
About Nuh. Who was Nuh?
The Prophet Noor.
Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. That's right, Mohammed. Do you know his story? Were you listening to your teacher?
Yeah,
What was the story?
about Noor.
Do you remember what happened?
Yeah,
What happened then?
Allah told him to build a boat.
And then?
Called some people, but they didn't listen.
People didn't listen to Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and didn't go in the boat. And what happened to those people?
They died.
They died. And what about all the people that listened to him? Were they animals?
They didn't die.
Because they went in the boat.
Yeah.
So, Muhammad, do you like that story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was Muhammad telling us in a simpler way about Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and what his story was. But I think we can go a little bit more depth. But before we start our story, we'll just like to introduce Muhammad. Well, he's one of our new persons, and Muhammad, we'd like to ask him a couple of questions about what he's up to, like, if you know what I mean, a bit more about him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, your name is Muhammad, yes?
Yeah.
So, Muhammad, how old are you?
5.
And
He watches our show regularly, don't
do
you?
you watch our show?
Yes.
Who's your favourite? Typical Ali question, but
Sure.
who?
What?
Who?
Me.
Mansoor.
Yeah.
Mansoor, you've got a fan.
Well, that was Mansoor's first fan. Congratulations, Mansoor. Never mind the aliens, now you can come up and ring on later in the show and prove that I've got more fans than Mansoor. Never the worries, okay, so basically, let's be quiet. Okay, yeah, so should we start the story about Prophet Nuh alayhi salam? That's why we're here.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, the people of Nuh alayhi salam's tribes, they used to worship idols after, because he was the third prophet in line, after Prophet Adam alayhi salam and Prophet Idris alayhi salam, and people forgot about worshipping Allah and they started worshipping idols like how they would worship Allah, and that's completely haram. We're not supposed to worship any idols or anything. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they'd accepted the idols as their gods and they thought the idols would make them really rich and really, really famous. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Nuh alayhi salam a prophet so that he could guide his tribe back to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the right path.
Nuh was a very patient and wise man. So he tried to make people come onto the right path, but they all rejected him and said to him, they pretended that they could not see or hear him. Despite all these rejections, Prophet Nuh still kept calm and patient, and he tried to guide them with as much strength as possible, and was always kind to them.
Yeah, so some of the things that he said were like basically people started being rude to him. Like Renisa said that he was trying to guide them to the right path. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him a prophet. So that he was in the tribe that he was in, a lot of people worshipped idols, etc. And they did not worship one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the God Almighty. And so he tried to guide them to the right path, but people rejected his offers. So like he gave them logical proofs, like real proofs that would try to make them follow the right path, but they still said no. They didn't accept them. They said no, and Prophet Nuh alayhi salam tried to guide them right to the path, but then they started disturbing him altogether. They started being rude to him, and here are some of the things that they said to Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. You're a human being, just as we are, and a member of our tribe. So they're saying again they didn't believe him. Like I said, they're calling him a human being, as a normal human being, like everyone is, like I am. And the second man said, if God wished to send us a prophet, he would surely send us an angel, so that we could pay attention to him and respond to his invitation. Now, the second person just told Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, if God actually made you the prophet, then he would have sent us an angel, so a reference showing that you are actually the real prophet. But obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't send an angel at that time, and so no one could pay attention to him, so they just basically started arguing, fighting with Nuh alayhi salam, and he was altogether disturbed. So yep, and when Nuh alayhi salam made sure that people of his tribe were quite misled, and their hearts were filled with disbelief, corruption for the little ones, and they were wrong. So people's heart were filled with disbelief and things like that. He offered them even more logical proofs. So he couldn't keep his patience anymore, and he was really angry. He couldn't keep his patience anymore. That's why he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what did he say?
He said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Thou the Almighty leavest not even one of these atheists on earth. For if they continue living, they shall mislead your subjects and reproduce sinful and atheist offspring, which means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you don't do anything about it, these people aren't listening to me, they're not bothered about what I'm saying, and if you don't do anything about it now because you're the all-powerful God, you're Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they will when they have children, their children won't believe in you either, and then it will just get worse and worse. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then replied by saying, to make a ship under my supervision and do not talk about these people anymore. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to then make a ship, make a boat, and ignore the people now, because they were basically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was going to sort them out, I suppose.
Noah started making the ship, but the people did not listen to him. They said to him, you Noah, you used to be a prophet, but how come you become interested in carpentry? Have you become to hate the prophethood? And now that you are doing carpentry? Prophet Noah answered and said, you're ridiculous now, but we know that we shall soon laugh at you and at your destiny. You shall understand that who receives a humiliating torment and eternal misery.
Yeah, so basically after building this ship, Noah alayhi salam waited to receive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's message, because he had done. So he had basically, just picture this, all you guys watching us right now, picture this. Prophet Noah alayhi salam is a prophet, and he's trying to guide people to the right path. So he's saying to the people who are worshipping idols, follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is the one and eternal God, follow him, and I am his prophet. People disturbed him, they didn't believe him, and so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to make a boat. And as he made the boat, he had finished and he was waiting to receive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's message. So finally, when the message came down, it said, when the signs of torment appears, get on the ship and take some of your relatives, some of your friends, some of the people who you know, and some of your believers. So the people who actually started believing in him and in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Following the message, a heavy, very, very heavy rainfall started. Rain started pouring and everyone was disturbed. Everyone didn't know what was happening. And Noah alayhi salam told people, come with me. But at that time they still refused, and they said, no, we're not coming with you. So Noah alayhi salam is there, and he can see the rain coming, and he knows that this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's message. So basically, after that, a flood started coming, because obviously if there was a lot of rain, then in them types of like villages and areas like that, you get floods. You get flood, and it starts overflowing and things like that. That even happens in England, that happens in other countries, in Asia, all over the world it happens. So the flood started overflowing, it flowed over the mountains, it was such a big flood, and water started popping up from the earth. Yep. So Noah alayhi salam rushed towards his ship and saw the disbelievers struggling. They tried the full effort. So basically the people who didn't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and who didn't listen to Prophet Noah alayhi salam started to try to fight for their lives. So they were literally fighting for their lives because it was such a hard time for them. And after that, they struggled and they died. So basically, they died, and
at that time, Nuh suddenly saw his son, who was in the roaring waves, and said to his son, when are you going to believe in God and come to the ship and be saved? I shall go on the mountain to protect myself from the danger of the flood. My dear son, today you can find no shelter to save yourself from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command. Nuh's son drowned inside the waves. Then Nuh sallallahu alayhi Nuh, peace be upon him, said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh my Lord, my child is amongst my relatives, and you promised to me that you will save all those relatives from the mine who believe in you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down to him a message saying, you Nuh, this is not your relative, for he has denied your prophethood.
So basically he had denied his prophethood and his actual own son, his own blood, said no, and he did not believe in what he said. And how bad is that? So basically, like Nawaz said, I'll just define it, give the definition to the younger ones, as it is quite complicated. His own son was struggling, so he was basically like in the waves and the pouring water, and he was so badly stuck, and Prophet Noah alayhi salam still said to him, come on a boat, and then he still said no, he refused. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you are my son, come on the boat and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save you. But he did not. He said, I will go in the mountain and it'll all be fine. But still he died, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Nuh alayhi salam, he is not your own blood, because he has denied you as a prophet. So he said no, because he didn't believe that he was a prophet.
When Allah's anger came to an end, the rain stopped and the earth swallowed the flood water. Noah's ship was placed on the Jodi Mount, safe and fixed.
Safe and fixed.
Then Noah was commanded to get off the ship, step onto the earth, and start a new life once again under Allah's blessings.
So now, like Masood finished the story off there. Now we know, all of us know about Nuh alayhi salam's story. I hope you guys learned something, because I definitely did, and I hope you guys, our viewers, definitely learned something. So basically, we'll be opening our lines very shortly, because we're gonna give you a quiz question, so you have time to answer that and come on our show. So basically, we're just going to talk about the moral of this story and what exactly happened in it, if you didn't actually catch it, or if you just turned the channel on now. So yeah, basically the story started off with Nuh alayhi salam being in a tribe amongst his fellow tribe mates, you know what I mean. So he was in a tribe, and in that tribe they worshipped idols, and as we know, that is completely haram, and yeah, so that's completely haram. But we're going to go into the moral later on. So just before we've ended the story, so it's time for a little bit of a celebration. Let's go for a nod.
दरे नबी पर पड़ा रहूँगा, दरे नबी पर पड़ा रहूँगा, पड़े ही रहने से काम होगा। दरे नबी पर पड़ा रहूँगा, पड़े ही रहने से काम होगा। कभी तो किस्मत खुलेगी मेरी, कभी तो किस्मत खुलेगी मेरी, कभी तो मेरा सलाम होगा। सफर मदीना का जब करूँगा, सफर मदीना का जब करूँगा, सफर मदीना का जब करूँगा, दर्द पड़ता हुआ चलूँगा। कदम कदम पर करूँगा सजदे, कदम कदम पर करूँगा सजदे, रुकू होगा, क़याम होगा। दरे नबी पर, दरे नबी पर पड़ा रहूँगा, दरे नबी पर पड़ा रहूँगा, बड़े ही रहने से काम होगा। दरे नबी पर पड़ा रहूँगा, दरे नबी पर पड़ा रहूँगा, पड़े ही रहने से काम होगा। बस अब मदीना को लूँगा रास्ता, बस अब मदीना को लूँगा रास्ता, पहुँच ही जाऊँगा रफ्ता रफ्ता। رفتہ نبی کے روزے سے دست پہ دستہ نبی کے روزے سے دست پہ ادب سے جھک کر سلام ہوگا در نبی پر پڑا رہوں گا در نبی پر پڑا رہوں گا پڑے ہی رہنے سے کام ہوگا در نبی پر پڑا رہوں گا پڑے ہی رہنے سے کام ہوگا نبی پہ تاجان دینے والا نبی پہ تاجان دینے والا ہوا دو عالم میں بونے والا نبی پہ تاجان دینے والا ہوا دو عالم میں بونے والا بہشت اعظم کا صدر اعلیٰ بہشت اعظم کا صدر اعلیٰ بلال حبشی غلام ہوگا نبی در نبی پر پڑا رہوں گا در نبی پر پڑا رہوں گا پڑے ہی رہنے سے کام ہوگا کبھی تو قسمت کھلے گی میری کبھی تو قسمت